Hey, let's talk about building AI agent employees. And what is that concept? Well, it's basically creating these agent, or think of them as bots that are completing the work that a person would otherwise be doing. Now, that whole concept has been upon us for a couple of years. We've heard stories that AI is going to come into the workplace, potentially cause a lot of job losses, which is scary. But the potential for AI to come in and streamline operations is tremendous. And I wanted to go over examples of how easy it would be to create these AI agent employees. Now, think of this concept that employees, at least in the US, we think of a 40-hour work week, a full time job, and we put our heads around that. I get that. And the way that I'm thinking about AI for my small business is at times I might have a job that is not a 40-hour a week job. It's a specific task that I need done. It might be a 4-hour a week job, might be an 8-hour a week job. And that's where AI agents are perfect because I don't need to hire somebody that's just going to work 8 hours for me, or maybe hire somebody full time and not have enough for them to do. Instead, creating these AI agent employees specific for a particular task or a combination of tasks, or for some very complicated tasks and work streams that an agent can handle from start to finish. Now, when we're dealing with simple tasks, I would encourage you to take a look at Gemini. Its agents are excellent at doing single task processes. Gemini and Google have been known for providing tremendous value. You think of Google Search, Maps. I use them every day. I can't think of going from one place to another without Google Maps or Google Search. I've been on it at least 5 or 10 times today. I probably get on it multiple times per week. Great value. But Google tends to stay on the edges of our work streams as it relates to business. You don't see Google putting together like a full accounting system or a supply chain system. No, they work around the edges and add value with Google Sheets, good information gathering. When I've looked at the agents Gemini produces, they're very good at single tasks that are around the edges of the core business. So they can handle certain things like managing the calendar really well and being able to help you save some time and really gather the most important events in your calendar, or maybe replying to email that's coming into your Gmail inbox. Maybe an email is sitting there for a couple of days and it automatically responds. That'd be nice to let people know that, hey, you're going to get back to them. So it does certain tasks, simpler tasks, extremely well. I'm sure it's going to continue to advance, but I see that Gemini's agents really handle simple tasks quite well, but I haven't seen where I could use it for more complicated processes. Now, we want to create AI agents that can really handle more things. It'd be pretty confusing if we had 1,000 agents just doing a variety of single tasks. So when we need maybe a full process to be completed, maybe a moderately complex process, we can look to Claude Cowork. Claude Cowork does a fantastic job writing code and putting down code that can handle maybe an information gathering flow, or maybe producing a complete set of reports after a month end for an accounting department. It could really handle a moderate level of complexity quite well. It's been a really good tool to use. Claude is really well known for writing probably the best code of all these AI applications. It's certainly been the case. Really impressive. So impressive that the government uses Claude, big businesses use Claude, and Claude Code is perceived to be the best way of writing code, or at least having AI write code. So that ability really shows up when we're creating these AI agent employees. It could write moderately complex procedures and then follow them quite well. Now let's talk about a more complex work stream where we want to build an AI agent employee that can handle a complete process, maybe 5, 10, 20 processes that are put together in an entire flow. For that, I would look to OpenClaw. OpenClaw is brilliant in its ability to act almost like a person that's behind a keyboard, getting a complete process done. I've worked with OpenClaw and I've been so impressed. It does have a really engaging user experience for the human. And the fact that you're almost working with another person, the way OpenClaw interacts with me makes me feel like there's another person on the other side. The other positives is that I can communicate an entire concept and it gets it. And then we break it down into pieces of that big concept, that big workflow. And we work on the pieces one at a time and put it all together toward the end. It validates that it understands the instructions that I'm giving it, just like a person would. When you ask an employee to do a particular task, they tend to ask questions to confirm they understand what they're supposed to do. OpenClaw does exactly that. We also test things just to make sure that they're going to work right, which is a really nice suggestion that OpenClaw will often make. And overall, OpenClaw resembles human-like abilities probably the most of the technologies that I've looked at so far. Gemini doesn't come close to that type of experience. Claude Cowork nor Claude Code, it doesn't do that either. It seems like Gemini and Claude are waiting for your instructions and you're always dictating step by step what you need done. And you would have to orchestrate the workflow. OpenClaw can do the whole thing, which is pretty amazing. And OpenClaw is meant to be a single user application that runs on one machine. But NVIDIA has created a version of OpenClaw. It's called NemoClaw that is meant for businesses. And it's far more secured and business ready. So you can use the same fantastic experience to build very complex work streams using NemoCloud. AI continues to get better, more amazing, and more valuable. And the concept of being able to create AI agent employees, we're just at the beginning of that particular paradigm. And I think it's going to continue to grow. We're going to see more agents enter work streams, and we're going to see businesses really take that concept and run with it so that they can make their businesses stronger, faster, less costly, more competitive. And right now, the technology is good. It's available. It's ready for you to use. It's just going to get better. Each 6 months, AI is getting that much better. And what's important is to have a culture at your company where you're open to these AI innovations, to bring them in and help every employee be that much more productive, to be comfortable in using AI as a power tool, as a method of them multiplying the value they can bring to their company, to their customers, to their constituents. And I think if you have the right culture, you're going to be able to pilot AI, make your business, your organization that much more successful. And you're going to make each individual at your company that much more successful. You're going to make their jobs far more interesting. That's my video on creating AI agent employees. I hope you dive into the AI paradigm, begin to construct solutions that help you individually and help the people you work with. Thanks for watching.